Today's video has been specially curated to tackle the time crunch that you will be experiencing in your exam with regards to reading FIBs. We will see the various methodologies as to how we can solve a particular question within certain time limit. Without a further ado, let's go ahead and see today's video. First, let's dive into some quick facts with regards to the scores that you would need as per DHI. It is no longer 79 plus in each module, whereas for reading module, you would need 70 marks, which is equivalent to band 8 of IELTS, which is superior English, and 59, which is considered as proficient English, and that is equivalent to IELTS band 7. The next would be the allocation of marks for the FIB questions, starting with drop-down fill in the blanks, which will give you approximately about 24 to 26 marks. And for the drag and drop fill in the blanks, you would anywhere get between 17 to 18 marks. If you sum it up, it would give about 41 to 44 marks out of 90 for your reading module. The last one would be the allocation of time for the reading module. It all depends on how you manage time efficiently and effectively in the entire reading module and also in the PTE exam. Coming to the reading module, as per scoring guidelines, it says you will be allotted anywhere between 23 to 30 minutes, whereas practically a lot of us have been just getting about 23 to 25 minutes at the max. So time becomes an effective key to crack your exam. Alright folks, it's time to solve a drop-down fill in the blanks question. I will be allocating 2 minutes of time to solve this particular question. Make sure to solve all of the blanks within the allocated time frame, starting now. I hope you had consumed 2 minutes or even less time to complete all of the blanks in this particular question. Now it's time to look at the answers. Let's solve the first blank. China has emerged as the dash global leader in electric vehicle manufacturing driven by strong state support, so on and so forth. Here if you see, China has emerged as the global leader in electric vehicle manufacturing. It completely makes sense if you remove the blank as well. Reason being, it is an adjective that is being added as a blank. Adjective always describes or gives more information about the noun. What is the noun over here? Global, is it a noun? No, it is a pure adjective. Leader is the noun over here. So there are two adjectives before the noun. If you read it something like China has emerged as the leader in electric vehicle manufacturing, it completely makes sense. So without an adjective also you can complete the sentence, but here you need to find the correct adjective which is there in the blank. Which is the adjective that you can use over here? Let's look into the options. Prominent. Prominent is what? Well known. You can also tell it as one of the prominent figures as or the most prominent global leader. It cannot be the most prominent or well known global leader. So you can eliminate this option. Important. Important is also a synonym of prominent. Prominent is also equivalent to important. So important also can be eliminated. The last two options are undisputed and disputed. You can straight away eliminate disputed because you cannot dispute between global leaders. It has to be always undisputed global leader. So the answer is undisputed global leader. If you see it in another sense as well, it is a collocation. So collocations are always used in this format, undisputed leader. That is the collocation. Extra adjective has been added. It is describing the leader even more, which is nothing but the word global over here. So you can easily say that it is undisputed global leader. So this is your first answer. Let's look into the second blank. It says the country now accounts for more than 500,000 of the world's EV sales, with new energy vehicles including electric battery and plug-in hybrid models dash 11 million units annually. There are three giveaways in this line itself. They are the clues. The first one is now accounts. Then comes the word sales. The last one is 11 million units. All of these are related to sales and targets. So if you see such words, it should strike in your mind that it should always be either increasing or decreasing. What is the nearest word to it as per context? It is exceeding. Manufacturing, producing, designing, everything comes before sales. It is already told that now accounts to so and so sales for 11 million units. So the word would be exceeding as per context. This is one of the most easiest blanks in this particular question. Now let's look at the third blank. It says this dominance stems largely from Beijing's long-term policy vision, which includes so on and so forth, requiring automakers to produce or acquire EV credits to remain dash. Let's look at the options. The first option is complaint. You are complaining against somebody. So this is completely out of context. The next option is vigilant, staying alert. Here if you see, if you try to put in this word as vigilant, to remain vigilant, it will not fit into the context and you can eliminate it. The third option is claimant, completely out of context. Claimant means a person who is claiming an insurance. So you can eliminate this option as well. The last option is compliant. You are sticking or you are obeying to some rules. The clue over here is long-term policy. Policy is your clue over here. So you are obeying to the rules that is given by the government or given by some body that is governing all of the EV manufacturing industry. So the correct option is compliant. You will be complying to some rules. So this is the option. Moving on to the next blank. Globally, Chinese EV makers are investing heavily in overseas facilities to bypass dash and meet local demand. If you see, the entire sentence is a giveaway. Reason being, if you see the options, let me start with GST. GST is goods and service tax. Not all countries have implemented GST. So you can eliminate goods and service tax. Mutual tax. It is completely out of context. There is no concept known as mutual tax. So you can eliminate this. Reciprocal tariffs. These days in the news, you have been hearing about tariffs and reciprocal tariffs. So what is reciprocal tariff? Reciprocal tariff means something like US has implemented tariff on India and India has reciprocated it with tariffs. So India has reciprocal tariffs on US. So that is why you can eliminate reciprocal tariffs. Additional tariffs. This is the correct option because Chinese EV makers are setting up plants, say something in Europe or US, to eliminate additional tariffs so that they can meet local demand by bypassing all of the additional tariffs that is being implemented on them. So as per context, additional tariffs is the correct answer. Let's look into the last blank. With cost leadership, rapid innovation, and expanding footprints, China's EV industry is dash to shape the next phase of global automotive transition. Let's look at the options. Placed. China's EV industry is placed to shape the next phase. We don't know whether it is already placed there, it is already there. It is still not evident enough. So you can eliminate this option. The next one is praised. You know, uh, China's EV industry is praised to shape. Praised is meaning that you are glorifying somebody. You cannot glorify an industry yet. So you can eliminate this option called praised because it is completely out of context. The last two options are poised and excited. Let's look at excited first. China's EV industry is excited to shape. An industry cannot be excited. People or humans can be excited enough to do something. So, excited also can be eliminated. The only answer that is there is poised. China's EV industry is poised to shape the next phase. Here, next phase is your clue. It means China's EV industry is well prepared, is ready to shape the next set of challenges, the next phase of global automotive transition. So that is why you can use poised. It is also a pure collocation. So this is your answer for the last plan. Let's move on to the next question type, which is drag and drop fill in the blanks. I will be allocating 1.5 minutes of time to complete this question as it is relatively easier in comparison to drop down fill in the blanks. Now let's see the question. This is the question and I'm allocating you 1.5 minutes of time starting now. I hope you had ample amount of time to solve all the blanks from this particular question. Now let's look at the answers. Let's solve the first blank. Before that, remember one important thing. For drag and drop fill in the blanks, it is especially easy to solve using grammar methodology. Now let's look at the first blank. Armed dash significantly affect global crude oil markets. Armed is an adjective. Dash significantly. Significantly is an adverb over here because it is ending in an ly. Affect is a verb over here. Armed dash. Always remember, adjective gives more information about a noun. So you have to find out the noun that fits in this first blank. So let's look at the nouns in the options. Wars is a noun. Expense is a noun. Conflicts, expenses, disagreements. So these five options are nouns over here. Let's see if expense and expenses fit in over this first blank. Armed expense significantly, armed expenses significantly affect. So both of these are not fitting in this particular blank in terms of context or vocabulary. So you can eliminate expenses and expense for the first blank. Now, there are only three words: wars, conflicts, and disagreements. Armed disagreements significantly impact. It cannot be disagreements. Due to disagreements, it cannot be armed, uh, thing that is happening over here. So you can eliminate disagreements as well. There are two options, wars and conflicts that are remaining. Armed wars significantly affect. Something doesn't fit. Whereas armed conflicts significantly affect fits in because it is a collocation over here. So for the first blank, you need to use conflicts in comparison to all the other options which are given as nouns because it is a pure collocation. Armed conflicts significantly affect. This is a collocation. Let's move on to the second blank. Affect global crude oil markets by disrupting production, damaging infrastructure, and dash transportation routes. If you see over here, the clue is very, very simple. Disrupting production, verb and then followed by a noun, V1 plus ing. Damaging infrastructure, again verb and then noun. This blank also has to be a verb which is followed by a noun over here, and it should always be ending in ing. There are two words over here, broadening and restricting. Broadening means something that you are expanding. Next is restricting, that you are constricting something. You are not allowing something to happen. So that is what is called restricting. As per context, I'm sure you cannot use broadening because there is conflicts, there is wars, which will affect global crude oil market. So you can eliminate this option, which is called broadening. Instead, you should use restricting transportation. Restricting because reason being, when there is a global armed conflict, they will restrict all the transportation routes, meaning they will stop the transportation routes. That is why you can use the option as restricting. Let's look into the third blank. Such disruptions dash supply uncertainties, often leading to price volatility. If you see over here, such disruptions is a noun over here. Generally, after a noun, a verb would come. So you would have to identify the verbs over here. We had seen in the previous blank that restricting is a verb, broadening is a verb. Apart from this, tighten is also a verb and heighten is also a verb. We can eliminate these two options. I'll tell you proper reasoning as well. Such disruptions broadening supply uncertainties. Over here, if you see, you cannot use broadening. It will not fit as per context. Restricting also will not fit as per context as well because such disruptions restricting supply uncertainties ending with ing, these two words will not fit grammatically also. So you can eliminate these two words, broadening and restricting. So the only two words that remain is tighten and heighten. You need to use vocabulary over here because you have already identified two words uh, as verbs, correct? Now, such disruptions tighten supply uncertainties. Tighten means that you are constricting something. So it cannot be constricting. The clue over here is often leading to price volatility. What will happen if price volatility is there during wars? Crude oil prices will shoot up, meaning it will increase, which is heighten. Heighten is the correct option over here. So if you see, heighten is the option. It will increase. Crude oil prices will increase during conflicts. Next, and dash pressure on energy costs. It is the same sentence and you've already understood the context. The context says due to armed conflicts, the prices are increasing. There is heightened supply uncertainties and the prices are increasing. So here, if you see, the word pressure is a noun before the blank. Similar to your first blank, armed conflicts, adjective and then noun. Here also you should use an adjective because it should describe what kind of pressure. Is it something that is increasing pressure or decreasing pressure? There is only one adjective in the option, which is upward. So you can straight away go ahead and put this word upward, which is an adjective over here. Let's look at the last blank. Rising crude prices increase fuel dash and manufacturing costs, thereby intensifying inflationary trends across importing economies. If you see over here, the word fuel is a noun and is a conjunction. Manufacturing is also a noun. then cause is also a noun. As per parallelism concept of grammar, the blank should also be a noun which should end with a s or a es. So let's look at those words which ends with a s or a es, which is also a noun. Wars is a noun, conflicts is a noun, expenses is a noun, disagreements is a noun. So if you see over here, these words are ending with either s or es. So we have to find out the right bit. The biggest clue over here is fuel dash and manufacturing costs. They are already talking about cost. So which is a related word to cost over here is wars, disagreements or conflicts relating to cost. No, there is only one word which is expenses. So the correct option should be expenses, fuel expenses and manufacturing costs. So this is a parallelism concept, something that is similar to your second blank: disrupting production, damaging infrastructure and restricting transportation. Here also you can use parallelism concept. In the last blank also you can use parallelism concept of grammar. So these are all the options for the drag and drop fill in the blanks question. All right, folks, it's time to look at the golden rules. Oh, the golden rules are blurred. You would find more information in this particular video. This particular video was released recently and it has all the information about your reading scores. I would encourage you to look into this video. Alright folks, we have come to the end of this video. In case of any doubts or any queries, make sure to contact us on the WhatsApp number or on the email ID mentioned right below. We will be more than happy to help you with paid assistance or one-on-one classes. Make sure to contact us on the WhatsApp number. We will share more information. On this note, I wish you all the very best for your exams. Do well, folks.